Hey, welcome to the Let's Chat podcast.
Let's chat.
Let's chat. You two gonna demonetize us this time? We don't get paid anyway, so
it's peak times.
It's peak. In the future, we have to get demonetize that. Breaking news. Breaking news. We've got loads of different stories today. Got some funny ones like Americans doing American things. By taking a bomb to an Israeli airport.
So dumb. It's actually so dumb.
It doesn't even make sense. Macron doing his thing up in France. We got a couple of Twitter things coming up today.
Some bit of porn stories.
Wow, we are definitely demonetized today. Drug dealer stories, Bitcoin, obviously, as well. And make sure you hit up our Spotify, our clip channels. Well, it's on the same channel, so if you want to see us at clips, watch it. Also, make sure you like, subscribe. We need the subscribers, so hit that. We're actually growing now.
Wait, a little bit.
Slowly,
I'm not ready for the growth. I beg you, stay away, stay away.
Too much fame.
Don't click, don't click.
So we growing slowly now. You know, you make sure you subscribe.
Let's jump.
Be that guy. Be that guy where you're like, I used to watch the Let's Chat shit podcast.
Yeah, back in the day, I was just third subscriber.
Exactly. You want to be that guy. You be that guy.
I'll go.
Oh, go. Yeah. We gender neutral out here. All day. And let's get started. So Twitter getting removed from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
Insane.
Question mark.
True, yeah.
Is this true? Nah. So we're just kind of exploring and seeing if Twitter goes down the free speech path, like let's say Parler and these other ones.
Right.
Is there a chance they get removed from these stores? Because remember,
the dependency is real. Dependency is real.
Exactly.
All the infrastructure, the databases, everything.
Yeah.
You guys are software developers, so you probably know exactly how it works. But
it depends. And these bigger companies, actually, Twitter, for example, I'm pretty sure they use AWS.
Right. Okay.
Google.
There's no way they have their own infrastructure.
Well, nowadays it's like people are moving more and more towards cloud, and if you're not on, like the big companies are all using cloud now,
right.
And there's a lot of them have still the old, what you call your microservices architectures, and they still have that. But the way forward is the serverless way, and that's where the industry is going to be taken over in about 10 years' time. It will be just.
And who are the main players? It's just Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, right? Pretty much.
Exactly.
And you have like some small thing called Linode on the side, like for
everyone else is non-existent. You might as well not even be around. Like we don't even need to know you because you just can't keep up with the number of services.
And then when it comes to distribution of like the app itself, on the App Store and the Play Store, they have a monopoly around there as well. So it's just a chokehold everywhere.
In Google's way, if you've got your infrastructure on Google's GCP, you're fucked, because then your Play Store, you're also, that's the Play Store using, is also Google. You're entirely, your business is literally
relies on another one.
On Google.
Yeah.
And if Google decides, actually we want to do our own Twitter thing, luck off.
Nah, there's no way they can just lick that network effect, but they can just take it down though. That's the thing. That's what they can do.
Yeah.
Bro,
to replace it is gonna be longer and more difficult, I think.
They won't replace it, but I'm just saying, like, they can cut out the competition if they felt like it. If they were working towards something, let's say they had it, Google Hangout is not doing so well. People still need someone to talk. Boom, Twitter's just disappeared the next day. You know what I mean?
I think they need like an actual reason, or there'll be a legal battle like Epic Games against Apple.
Bro, for the Play Store, I reckon so. But Parler, what happened against Parler?
Yeah,
they just took them out immediately, and they didn't need to provide any reason. They no longer wanted to do business with them.
What did they say? Okay. They broke our policy, fam.
Yeah, was it with terrorism though, or something?
Nah, I think it was not enough moderation, basically.
Oh, I thought there was like real reasons behind it, like they were.
If I go onto Parler and I just say I'm a terrorist, I am now also doing terrorist communication on here. Press enter. That's on their platform, and that's enough for them to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to the CEO or something that wanted to like see something, executives of Parler, and she was saying because they were basically monitoring like very manually, and they were not doing much with automation and like AI and stuff, because that was what they disagreed with Twitter. Yeah. And then because of that, they got really popular really quickly. Like, I think something happened, like maybe Trump said something, I don't know, and then they just couldn't handle the traffic. Next thing you know, it was an excuse for Amazon to say, actually, clearly you can't handle what's happening on your platform. There's not enough moderation. You don't have policies around this area, so lock off.
And they were serverless. And you know what serverless means, yeah? The way you write code is different. The way you structure your application is completely different. that means to go from a serverless architecture back to a normal sort of architecture is essentially starting from scratch.
Yeah, no, they were looking for the different cloud providers. They were begging nobody for time. Nobody.
But even if you go to a different cloud provider, even if you're using things like Terraform, which is like allows you to put your resources everywhere, that's still not going to be enough because each service is unique to that platform. So the service might not exist in another one. It's not as easy to convert, although it's better from starting from scratch. But at that point, if it happens to you once, you might as well start from scratch because you don't want to have the same situation happen a second time. So that's why they were gone for months.
Yeah, and look right now, and they lost all their network effects. They lost all of their traffic. Like, who's Parler, fam? Right now, we're looking at Truth Social, fam.
Yeah.
Truth Social, the one.
Oh, really?
But quickly before we jump into Truth Social, I was going to say with Epic Games versus Apple, Epic Games have to pay Apple, fam. Like literally, they have to pay them off. Like, sorry, boss. And then now Epic is now saying trying to get an appeal. Microsoft jumped in and say, yeah, actually, Apple must be stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's bad.
Yeah.
They bullied Facebook too,
Yeah.
Apple, because they said to them, you have to be like, more privacy aware. Data need to be owned by the users.
Okay.
Which is all good things for the
Yeah,
user.
yeah.
But Apple are like, I'm getting bullied now. What's this? Like, how you telling me what I can't have on my app?
Yeah,
Right,
and
yeah,
Apple
yeah.
is bigger than all of these companies, right? Apple's the biggest one of them all, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so-
one of the biggest. Yeah.
And to be honest, out of all of them, I'd say they're probably the best when it comes to socially kind of doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Well, it depends. Did you see all that recent thing where they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna allow checking all your images on the cloud for like pedo images or something like that." just in case."
And that's the AI doing it.
Yeah.
not
Yeah, the
them.
AI is doing it. Oh yeah, we just have backdoor access to all your things.
And there's no like identification.
I
I mean, they had
also.
access already. They had access
Yeah,
already,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like now they're gonna provide that to the government as well.
I think they already had it as well. It's a bit.
Yeah, probably they already did, but now they outright said, "Yeah, we're gonna do this only
Right,
this,
okay.
and we're gonna give the data to the government, but it's only this. We promise."
Yeah.
That's not the only thing they do. They do everything else, bro. All these companies, they provide stuff. If a government asks for it, they provide it. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Just like subpoena, boom, bring
It's
it.
just like I help you,
Yeah.
they'll help them.
Yeah.
Sort of
No, I'm
thing.
pretty sure Apple was like, "No, we're not gonna give it up."
I think
And
Apple are a bit more strict.
Yeah, I
to be
think
fair,
Apple was like,
actually.
"No." Yeah,
I think
Apple's
they
not
might
about
have said no actually to the
Yeah, I think
FBI about a
Apple-
phone, trying to
exactly.
get into a phone. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I
I,
think
rate
so,
that. Most of
yeah.
app Google needs my leg. Brother, you want it? Boom, boom, boom. We've got the back door on it already.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so that's why I'm a bit worried about Twitter because I mean I don't know what you I'm not sure that image I saw. I haven't even checked. I should probably check on my store right now. But was Truth Social like top 10 or something? Top.
Yeah.
Wait,
quite
is
high.
True Social Trumps?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's actually like picking up.
Decent, yeah.
Oh shit! I remember us talking about it was coming out, and then I never heard anything about it ever again.
It's like it was. I think
Oh,
it was higher on the App Store than Twitter.
Is it? Is it good
Yeah.
as well? Has
Yeah.
anyone tried it?
No, this is the logo, but it's not the app. Someone's trying to scam
Wait,
me.
where?
That's the logo, but that's not the app. Someone's trying to scam me.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't see it on my one. Maybe it's like geolocked or something.
It might be American only. Yeah. You can't download certain apps if you're not in.
In any case, like I hope. Cause I don't know. I like Elon Musk. I don't want him to get fucked over by like Apple and Google just saying like, "Oh no, your policies have become too strict, like too loose. You need to step up, otherwise you're gonna get kicked out." Like I don't want that to happen for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a private company now. It's no longer public, so it doesn't have to face the same scrutiny and the same regulations. Well, it will be a private company. I don't think it's like,
Who? Twitter.
Twitter will be a
Right.
private company.
But it doesn't change. They decided what they wanted on their platform purely.
Yeah.
And this whole thing of like, advertisers are gonna leave. They're gonna like it. What people don't understand is, and what I never understood is, why are these companies bending over backwards for these advertisers when at the end of the day, when you're the biggest platforms, you decide on which advertiser you want on yours. What are you talking about? This is what I never
Yeah, look
understood.
at the Super Bowl. They're begging, like paying millions and millions for like a 30-second
Please,
ad.
let me get a spot. Like, if I'll be
Yeah,
like, listen,
true.
if you want to, advertise on the biggest platform, you know what I'm saying? You need to be begging me.
Yeah.
And who's paying the most? And I have what the fuck I want on my podcast, on my app, because
Yeah.
clearly that's what's gonna be allowed it to grow so much. So, YouTube being like, we're scared of putting it.
Adpocalypse.
Yeah, how you say your YouTube about apocalypse?
Yeah.
Let them leave.
No, but with YouTube is like it's because I think they've been non-profit the whole time since they've been started. Like
That's fine though.
obviously,
but
Google,
the
Alphabet's
minute-
just financing the thing, like but
Right, yeah, and I think that did hit users of YouTube more, like the
Yeah,
actual content
it's the
creators.
users, yeah.
It did, but that's because YouTube themselves acted like, we're panicking. So the advertisers
It's true, though. It's
found
true.
out. They found out they got power over what?
Yeah, they were.
If they never set the precedent of that, of going around and being like, the advertisers tell us what to do.
Yeah, they're pandering to the advertisers. Yeah.
Mistake. That's the mistake they made. If they told them to F off the first time round, they would have understood. Yeah, content is here. You want to come to us. Remember,
Right.
your shit needs to get advertised, not ours.
Yeah. I think they did fix it though by screwing over the creators. It was like, well, not screwing over, but like saying that if you don't follow these rules, the adverts automatically not put on your video, sort of thing.
Yeah, and now they're doing some new shit where they're gonna add ads on like extra people's, even if they're not like I don't know, I forgot what they said. Anyways, I wanted to say the Musk thing. He said that he's gonna try and make it ad free, like remove the business model from advertising like heavily and focus it on like some other thing. I don't know what he said.
Where are the ads on Twitter? I don't use it enough.
They are. Yeah.
Something like the
As you
site,
scroll-
like,
as you
it's
scroll,
like every
yeah,
now
I
you
think-
get promoted.
Yeah, something like that.
They catch me out sometimes.
Fan bullet.
They're quite smart about
Oh,
putting it in,
really?
yeah. But like, I have to say, there's a reason why there's the only model that exists right now for social media is advertisement, because no one else has thought about a different model or a better model. So I don't know what Elon Musk is trying shit about, but there's no way he's gonna find a new model. What?
Yeah, no
he's
advertisement.
What do you mean? He definitely needs.
He said something about like, I don't know, if
Unless
there's
we're
a way
gonna-
to monetize the tweets or something.
Energy and that.
Energy.
Inside jokes.
Yeah.
For a podcast, it's a good idea. But yeah.
Energy, yeah. Just randomly, he's like,
Everyone accepts it.
Everyone accepts it, yeah.
They're like,
But yeah, he's trying to figure out ways to monetize it. I'm excited for Twitter anyways. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen.
I don't think he's gonna, because the only other way I see them doing is that Twitter Blue thing, which they tried, which is
Yeah.
basically you pay £3 a month. I'm not paying
Well,
£3
wait,
a
for
month
what?
for Twitter to pay, like, to be a like you get like these extra features, no ads,
Oh,
this, that, you know.
okay.
They also have this other one where they do like people do newsletters now and shit on Twitter. They have like, I don't know, stories and all that. They have the other one, spaces. They have all these
Yeah.
different features that they can figure out ways to kind of monetize each one small, and then they can maybe make a bit of money. Like for example, if I have
Okay.
if I'm a Twitter user with millions of followers that has people bare millions of people listening to my or reading my newsletter, they can just take because they're fulfilling that feature for me to get all these users. I'll just take a 1%, 2% off that, and they'll be like, that's calm.
Of what? Who's paying that person in the beginning?
Users. They'll figure
Users
out
are
a way
not
to
paying,
include.
though.
No, he said they're gonna include like tips on Dogecoin and something. I don't know. He's going crazy, so there's gonna find a way to
But
like.
they've tried that already. So they tried to have like exclusive tweets. So if you pay the person,
Yeah.
you get the season.
like OnlyFans
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Obviously didn't take off, and
Yeah,
everyone wants their tweet to be seen by everyone for
Yeah.
engagement. Obviously,
Yeah.
doesn't
exactly.
make sense to be hiding it away.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
a newsletter. I don't know, something. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how
Alright.
they do. But, yeah.
Best of luck to Muskie. We'll see.
Yeah.
So Americans have been Americaning in
America.
in Israel airport, where they thought they were still in the homeland of the free, and so they decided, guns are calm, bombs are calm, everything's calm, and they decided to take a unexploded bomb into the Israeli airport.
Have you
And-
actually
and
seen how
take it
big
home.
it is? Have
And
you
it's
seen
a
how big
fat
the actual
thing.
bomb is?
It's
So I
a
don't even know how they carried that. That's like what, 20 to 40 kilograms. It must be, surely.
Oh, that's multiple gym sessions right there.
Well, that is the biggest fucking shell I've ever seen. We'll have to put the picture
bro,
up. but-
it's so fat, and you know what's even more ridiculous?
They can see on Abe's laptop maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. People were running when they clocked those bombs.
You know why?
Yeah.
So what I was told a story basically. So they went to a part of Israel where there was a war in, I think it was around early 1970s, late 1960s.
Okay.
And there's still loads of remnants of the war. So there's like, unexploded shells, there's mines, whatnot. And Israel have a big effort to try and clean it up and remove all these dangerous items. And very recently, a US family went over there for, I guess, war tourism. Like they wanted to go and see those areas and see what they were
Americans
like.
on war tourism.
Honestly, firstly, they're with their kids. Why are their kids and them in a zone where there's mines, unexploded ordnance? There's there's dangerous equipment everywhere, and they're just wandering around. And one of the kids apparently finds the unexploded shell, this huge 20-kilogram fucking explosive, and decides, you know what, this is a sick souvenir to take home. And they stick it in their bag, and then at the end of their journey, they've come to the airport. And they've opened their bag at security and be like, are we allowed to take this in our suitcase?
It's just a souvenir.
And straight away, the security obviously are like, what the fuck
They
is going
started
on?
all running around, bro.
Yeah.
Chaos.
So they've done like, an evacuation alert. And some reason, some other dickhead passenger has overheard but misheard the situation and started shouting, terrorist shooter! Terrorist shooter! And bro, the video. Have you not seen the video on the link? Bro, please watch it. I'll put it up the video. It's so, bro, people are just dashing. I don't want to put sound actually, but
Mute.
But the people are like are dashing over their bags. People are falling, tripping over, like panicking. Everyone's hitting the floor.
Bro, with the bags as well, this is peak. People are not gonna be able to carry that shit while they're running, and their whole life is in there.
Everyone doesn't know where to run.
I'm leaving the suitcase behind.
Bro,
What do you mean, man? He's terrorist. I'm leaving the suitcase
me,
behind.
I always travel light, so it's no problem.
Oh,
That
really?
shit, no.
Yeah, why am I taking my suitcase with me, bro? But no one knows where the shooter is because someone's just randomly shouting
Everyone's
out.
just running around.
So people are going in different directions. One person's taking their suitcase this way, someone's running this way. And some guy ran up onto the conveyor belt with the where you get your bags,
and he
and he fell off, and he broke his ribs and shit, and he had to go to hospital.
I'm actually dumb, bro.
All over this dumbass US family.
What did he say? What did he say again? What? Terrorist shooter.
Bringing anyway,
it's a terrorist shooter.
even if the terrorist shooter story was a miscommunication, bro, they brought an unexploded bomb to the airport. They're pretty much terrorists at this point. What's going on?
That's actually new levels. No, these terrorists,
Ignorant.
You know, those normal, cave terrorists. They know that they can only bring this amount of liquid. They know all the rules.
They're smart.
They're smart. They know I got a blade this small, whatever. To try. These man thought, fuck it, we bring the whole bomb and the whole thing. We'll just take the fattest thing.
We'll see if
and
we
we'll
can get
show
it
them too. We'll show them too.
Can we get this
one.
on the plate?
Imagine
Oh, it's
pure
so
chaos.
dumb.
Bro, and I think about it, I'd run with my suitcase because if there's actual gunshots going off, using that to hide. Do you know what I mean? That would be good. That was a good.
To be fair, I'm too cheap to be leaving that shit behind. I need that shit. I'm not spending money getting new shit. The bag's coming with me, or I'm dying with the bag.
Bro, imagine this guy. He was chasing the bag so much, he gets shot a couple of times in the leg. The healthcare costs are gonna be significantly more than the bag.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know what I would do now, because we all act like we would do something very smart. Very, very, very.
I'm just running, bro. I'm pushing people down.
I knew what I was doing, fam, when I was in O2 Arena, fam, and people were running. This is directly after Ariana Grande's Manchester.
And it was an Ariana Grande concert at the O2 Arena.
It was her second concert after the
Manchester bombing.
The Manchester bombing during her other concert. And once I saw people running. You think I didn't even know why anyone was running. I'm there sprinting. We just started sprinting.
We're running as well. We just came out of Nando's.
I love those. Have you seen those videos on YouTube where they fuck people over like that?
Yeah.
It's just people, I don't know, they're in a waiting room or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's an agent. Everyone's like, I don't know, what's it called? The internet.
Yeah.
And one person comes in, everyone just starts standing up, running away. It's bad.
We're in the middle of New York, 50 people just duck and look up.
Yeah,
and everyone else is like, what's going on?
Bro, and I'm doing the same thing. Because you either do the same thing and somehow you didn't know, but you saved yourself.
Yeah, some of them are like 0 fucks to go, what?
Those 0 fucks are guys who get licked off.
Yeah, they're the first to die.
They're the first to die.
To be honest, it probably is 100%. Yeah, conformity like that is definitely an evolutionary trait.
Smart move.
Yeah.
If it was a bomb going off and I didn't know, I just came out of Nando's. I don't know what's going on.
What's
Boom!
everyone
I'm out, fam. Everyone else is asking why. I'm already halfway to the door, fam.
We made it the same thing. We didn't even know why.
We didn't even know why.
The dumbest part of the story is they had a short interrogation with security and they were allowed to get on the plane.
Yeah, they just went about the business. This is why they
were like, they were actually confused. No, what if they clocked? They were just,
even if you're confused though, bro, you caused mass hysteria, panic, injury, hospitalization. Bro, you're not getting on that plane.
You didn't actually do that though. That wasn't you. That was a shooter guy.
Yeah, but you caused it. Bro, I'm still running if I see a bomb coming out of someone's bag. Yeah. I'm glad the guy shouted shooter. He helped me out.
If anything, I'll probably run further because at least bullets I can somewhat dodge because I can be hiding for a bomb.
Yeah, most people lay down. That's not helping you with the bomb. The bomb's licking you out if you lay down.
Yeah, artifact, you can do the analysis on that,
But I would be pissing me like that. Go home, bro. You're booking it. You're banned. You're actually banned. Fly for somewhere else.
Boat. Take a boat, fam. Take a boat home, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
And on other news, Macron wins the French presidential election against Le Pen.
It was getting close, apparently.
Very close.
Before, I think they had a runoff, which is basically just 1v1. But before the 1v1, and when it was still PvP, Okay, that was a dead joke.
Still
I tried it. Fucking. Le Pen was doing good. She had numbers. She was coming close to like nearly 50-50 coming. Like,
I think the end result was like 58-42.
That's a landslide, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. When you've got 2 people to vote for and one gets 50.
Every year it's getting lower. Though. Every year he's getting lower, and every year she's getting higher. It's insane. Let me check the numbers real
this
quick.
is the highest the far right have achieved.
But it's a far right.
Far right? What do you mean? Who's far right from?
Apparently, sorry, Le Pen.
Right.
Yeah.
She's far
Bro, I swear,
right,
everyone,
bro.
if the second you're not like mainstream, you're far right.
Yeah, true.
She's alt right, actually.
But yeah, to be fair,
Old far.
she's been meeting with Putin, and the last time she ran, it was all like extremist views. To be honest, it was far right views.
Proper far right.
And this time round, she tried to pull it back. Even though her manifesto didn't change, she was more about helping people through the inflation, through the economic crisis.
She basically thought I need to become a little bit less racist.
Yeah.
So but we know who you are. You already told us the first time. We know who you are.
I had never been paying attention because I heard about her from before. But what was she saying before? Like, was it like a bunch of like riots she joined? Which movements like aligned with her? Do you guys know? Was it like yellow
it was
jackets?
proper far right. Yeah, like she was proper like
You'd
on the
say,
side
like,
of.
when we had what was that Brexit?
Farage.
UKIP. It was like a UKIP thing.
Oh right. Yeah,
Let's say
she's
like UKIP.
kind of their UKIP-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but is our YouTube guy still that deep? Is he still peak?
Not
What's
as
his name?
much.
Nigel Farage? Is that the guy?
Yeah, he was the leader at one point. I don't know.
He's chilling
anymore.
now. He doesn't really get involved like that. He's got his own like news thing, like GB.
He does
News.
actually, doesn't he? I forgot about
GB
that.
News,
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that one's popping off apparently lately. I don't know.
I think it's because he was right about bare shit about Russia back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but the reason he a lot of people though left because GB News was meant to be a bit more central, like a bit more.
Didn't the main guy leave?
He did, yeah, because he
talks about it,
realized that they just wanted
they're doing
bait-
the same everyone else is doing.
clickbaits,
Yeah.
whatever.
Even though the whole premise of it was meant to be
Yeah, legitimate
truth
news.
and- yeah.
They-
So yeah, it was Macron.
But no one watches that though. No one watches people watch polarizing content.
yeah, the sad shit, the bad shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, anyway, so as much as a lot of people not that into French politics, this is more important than people think, just because Le Pen winning would have meant France aligning more with Russia and against the European Union. And she was standing for views that would have she had to have not gone with what she wanted to, or she would have been probably kicked out of the European Union with what she wanted to change.
Yeah,
And so this was a big win for France basically. But a lot of people in France itself weren't happy with either result. Apparently 28% didn't vote after the first stages. Once it got down to the two candidates, 28%. Because this is the first time in 20 years that someone's been re-elected in France as well.
Wow.
It's literally the first time in 20 years that France are known for trying something different every time. But the choices were, in their opinion, was so crap that they just went for the better of the two, which was Macron.
Which is probably what everyone else feels like with around the world. I don't know. I feel like that with everywhere. Like even Biden.
That's us as well. Who did we have? We had
Boris versus
some
dickhead,
the Labour guy. Yeah, but Jeremy was good, but then he had some extreme views, and then
I don't know. I never
the
liked that
media
guy
destroyed him a bit.
He got wrecked by the media, and what happened was I liked Jeremy Corbyn because he was legitimate. Like you can tell, he was legitimate. Like the guy wore some dead clothes. You can tell from the beginning he was for the poor people.
Yeah, Wikipedia is jokes, you know.
But they made him out into being an imagine the most left-wing guy. They made him out into being an anti-Semitic. When we've got the Tory government. What are you talking about?
So they were making out Corbyn as an anti-Semitic.
Imagine when that's what he got destroyed on.
On what?
Anti-Semitism.
I can't remember. I think it was because someone in his party did do something anti-Semitic.
And he blessed it.
I can't remember. I thought he got rid. I can't remember actually.
No, he got rid of them, but he didn't do it quick enough. And
okay.
But at the end of the day, it just shows you how can the racists turn around and call you a racist?
Yeah.
And make it into such a big stink
that
you would just gone.
And it worked. And we allow these guys to be racist, but not
Jeremy
Jeremy Corbyn.
We know them. We know they were racist.
Yo, Wikipedia is actually fully making alliances based on the background picture they use.
Okay.
I know I have a little extension, but still, they have Jeremy Corbyn sitting with Barack Obama bare serious, we're doing good business. And then I searched Marine Le Pen, and then they have her smiling with Putin. And then it says she has been placed on the far right on the political spectrum. This is jokes.
Yeah. So a lot of people were scared that if Le Pen got to power, there'd be they would move closer to Russia and support Russia because Le Pen had a lot of strong ties with Putin and with Russia beforehand.
Yeah.
And also I think she came out and said she doesn't support anyone in the European Union giving Ukraine aid. And
no, she doesn't. Yeah.
So she would have stopped that, and
It would have been basically a Trump version, a Trump in France.
With 42, nearly 42% though. That's
to be fair, she did well. Like, I don't know, for a far
France,
right.
I'm not surprised though.
I mean,
those white French are quite racist. Not gonna lie, bro. They are. They are.
Yeah, what do you think when this stuff like happen? When everyone's saying no, these are French far right people, and it's like nearly half the country. Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm bare back.
Yeah,
I think there's a big divide there, and also they get a brunt of, like a lot of European countries in that area. They get the brunt of illegal immigration and stuff. A lot of people go through them and then set up camps to try and get to us and shit. And I think they're getting fed up with that sort of thing. I don't really know.
That's mad still.
But
yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like we already know that the population is kind of polarized. So you get the far left and the far right as you're getting everywhere. So now you're getting two different spectrums all the time. And the further they are extremists, like more and more extreme that they are, the more popular they seem to be getting. So slowly, I think what's going to happen is it's like we're going to get this. What our far right is going to happen soon in one of these major European countries.
Ooh, who's coming first?
I don't know.
I thought like Le Pen was going to take it this time around. Not going to lie.
You thought she was going to get?
Yeah.
Do you see Slovenia? They're most recently voted in president is of the Green Party. The Green Party won. It's one of the first European countries where like
to vote in the Green Party.
The Green Party's won the election.
So it's gonna be legal weed there, or
you don't understand what green means?
Nah, I was thinking the piss. But they always align themselves with like weed, no?
Who, Slovenia?
Like
or Green
liberals
Party?
and green parties in general, like stuff like that.
Don't know, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Oh,
I haven't really looked into it. I don't know, but yeah, I just know they're like
who wants
the
to make a bet?
environmental party.
Most likely there will be.
yeah. But I think it's a good step in the right direction for.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it sounds good. Green sounds good, but I don't know, is it?
Depends, yeah.
It's the red party. Oh no, it must be bad.
It's always blue or red. At least you got another different color once in a while.
Yeah, true.
But the Tory MPs they're busy accusing Labour MPs of being racist as well. I mean, anti-Semitic, and also watching porn in the House of Commons.
Hey, what was he watching?
He's
I
watching,
don't know if it's like two girls, one couple.
Interracial things. He's into that. Yeah.
But so an MP named Neil Parish, who's part of the Tories, was
betting him out as well, saying his name.
government name. No, he's come out now. Like he's come out and he's done interviews.
Oh, he's saying he's come. Oh wait, give us a story.
So basically, MP called Neil Parish, while sitting in the House of Commons, allegedly opened a link by accident and began to watch a pornographic video.
By accident.
in front of all his colleagues. So I don't think he's even like, backbench. You know when you get away with it in the cinema or something?
Yeah.
When you're right in the back, this guy's in the middle.
Exactly.
So he's got female colleagues seeing him watching porn and they're like, they're disgusted by it.
Just quick point on that. Like sitting next to a female colleague.
I don't care about that. Who gives a shit?
Like, what?
What's that going to do anything?
Was it going to be different if it was a male colleague?
Yeah,
Like,
what the
what
fuck?
What?
All the men we huddling around watching this.
Yeah, the men were like, oh yeah.
But I think it's because like the porn industry degrades women and like so.
But they were like, aren't they the same people who are also like, let women like, sex worker is
support
real
sex
working.
worker,
Yeah,
fam.
can't say both of those things at the same time. You have
But
to choose.
I mean, like OnlyFans is an example of them taking control of their own bodies, whereas the porn industry is a lot of like persuasion.
No. Have you not heard what they're saying about OnlyFans now? They're saying these guys are pandering to the male gaze. So actually, they're not taking control at all. They're hypnotized. They're hypnotized by the male gaze, and therefore still in the patriarchy.
What do you mean? I'm so
the male gaze theory. I'm deep in the game, fam. You don't know about this.
What are you on about?
This is a new feminist thing.
Yeah, it's a new feminist thing. The male gaze
gaze
theory. That, like the fact I'm looking at you, you just change your behavior based on the way I look at you and the way I want you to look. I don't know. I want you to be voluptuous, bimbo, like big lips, but I don't know, whatever. And then you're gonna fulfill that in my dreams in OnlyFans, and therefore you're still under my patriarchal male mental model. I don't know.
Why is it called the male gaze? Or gaze?
No, gaze. Gaze. Oh my, this guy.
I was like, why
Oh my days.
I was like, why do you keep repeating that? I was thinking, surely you're not allowed to use that word, and you keep spamming it. And
the male gaze.
I was like, whoa, what are we talking about?
I even said when male look at you, I explained it afterwards as well.
Yeah, but that's why I was so baffed. I was like, how's he got anything to do with it?
I was getting a bit,
sorry,
I was getting a bit
bro,
angry.
sorry,
I was like, man, I explained this pretty well.
I was like, it's an odd name. It's a weird name to be shouting out right now.
These are the male gaze.
Okay.
Did you see what they're saying? Like
How
how they
many
framed
Yeah,
it.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you frame it that way, they're still in.
they're getting money, so who cares?
There's bare
I don't
male
know.
gays on there.
I was like, why are they panting
Male
to
gays on OnlyFans. I'm talking about the girls, bro.
I was like, shouldn't we be referring to them as homosexuals? Or
No, the gays theory is like
okay,
yeah.
right, okay, all right. But anyway, and he's come out and he's done some interviews now where he has admitted to it happening, but he's allegedly saying that he accidentally opened a link. But now there is stories coming out that this is actually the second time that this individual has been caught watching porn in. I'm not sure if it was House and Commons the first time, but in the workplace, this is the second time for this individual, Neil Parrish, to watch porn.
Wait, but like, let's just like, you know, when you're trying to stick something on someone, like,
Bro, this is the HR job.
like, do you truly believe, man? It'll be a great time to start watching porn.
That's what I'm thinking.
Bro.
That's
Some
what-
people
like,
are
so
into that.
dumb.
No. Some people are into that thing,
Bro.
But they want you to know that they're doing something nasty and like, you know.
Bro,
I get what you mean.
Listen, you're in Parliament. There's bare people around
Yeah, it
you.
just doesn't
You're,
seem-
that's, it means you
Even
can
more
lose your job.
exciting.
You can lose your job
Even
immediately.
more exciting.
But
Tell me more.
They're saying that apparently, like the culture.
I don't know who you're talking about. Anyone who's even slightly serious isn't going to be doing that. Like,
Oh, people are into random shit. You
Yeah,
have
but
to give like. a
you
little
could
bit
be into
leeway.
something, but you can also be not
Yeah.
fucking retarded. There's two different
I
things
100%
there.
agree with you, but everything that keeps coming out and the way they describe it is like the culture in the House of
best
Commons
shit.
is so crazy. People feel like they can just do what they want, sort of thing.
That's such a lie,
they're
though.
still- yeah,
That's
I
such
don't
a
know why.
lie.
How are they describing it?
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to add that whole, these guys have this like
Power.
But you know what they say? Like, remember they used to say
Yeah.
the rape culture back in like
Right.
in universities when
Okay,
there's
okay.
no fucking like who is out there thinking that rape is in any way a good thing to say it's a culture.
Right, okay, yeah,
to say it exists in any
Yeah.
way like that.
It's obviously a space where it's going to be predominant because there's a lot of drinking, a lot of inexperienced people,
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
of opportunity. It's not a place where it's like the culture is bred.
Exactly. And
pushed.
maybe, and so
Yeah, you have young, hormonally raised people,
Yeah.
together in a dark room.
It's like saying there's a drowning culture in the sea or something.
that no one's going around thinking, Johnny's the baby.
Why is it always happening in the sea?
Literally, innit? That's what I mean,
Yo,
bro.
that was a good one.
That's actually such a sick fucking. That is
Nah,
it, bro.
don't come for me. I was joking. It was a joke.
But it's true, like, so then for them to be like, oh yeah, there's a porn watching culture in fucking. No, there isn't. They feel like they can do whatever they want. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
sense maybe where they cuss each other out, yeah, whatever like that. But trust me, there is no culture where anyone thinks watching porn in Parliament at all is in any way okay,
Yeah,
and they're not gonna
yeah,
get in
yeah.
trouble for it. Like, come on, man. Like,
And so there's two. I want to see what the investigation says. So there's currently 2 investigations.
man never got out of the way to investigate. Man misclicked something. He was probably watching porn earlier.
Yeah,
In the toilet, at least you could maybe
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Why not? He's
And-
probably on his computer, though, so I'm thinking.
But there's also one
Was it computer or not
witness.
phone?
Apparently, there's
was it
one.
phone or computer? Sorry.
Oh, I think the phone.
You know the ones when you unlock your phone, it's
Yeah,
One of the
It's
man
already
there
from
will send you a
before.
gift. For,
Yeah. It could be like that, you know.
And,
be,
and
yeah.
now he's on national news, like people are saying we're gonna investigate. What's
Yeah,
there to
yeah.
investigate? Man, click the link. Like, what are you talking about,
Bigger
man?
things to focus on in
Yeah,
the world.
These
yeah.
fam.
people are like these men are out here making policies, sending man to Rwanda, and you're like, and you man are out here focused on one guy who misclicked.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, from now on, we should definitely like when we have a story like this, just bring up some real shit just to like save ourselves. Like,
Right.
It's so
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah. So he has referred himself to an investigation panel, and the woman that caught him has referred him to another panel who does externally. I don't know, but there's 2 people investigating him now to find out what happened and what apparently one witness, other than the woman who saw it happen.
What would you do? What would you do?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like your colleague is right. over
Oh,
there,
watching
you-
porn.
Watching porn. You clock him or her.
I'll take a picture. It'd be funny. I don't
I'll
laugh.
be laughing.
better think, this guy's sniping. Oh,
Maybe
shit.
I'll be sending it to
laughing,
you,
bro.
man. I'd be like,
Yeah.
look what someone at work's doing.
Yeah. Actually, it happened at my workplace in that someone apparently one guy was telling me, one of my colleagues was like, oh, he was in the toilet and he's just taking a shit. And someone must have misclicked on because on the next cubicle we could just hear the porn going.
Right.
And the
could
guy
be a
didn't
prank
come out of the toilet for time.
There was a judge. It happened to a judge late last year as well. I don't remember we covered it here or I just watched it at home. But he went to the toilet and he left his mic connected and shit, and you could just hear it. And all the other judges were just sitting there laughing, and they didn't know what to do. It was going on for time. And then they finally got it to stop, and the guy just comes back out of the toilet, and no one really said anything, and he sat back down. It was the most awkward shit. Some people just don't know when the appropriate time is, you know.
But like, it's just so fucking funny though. Like when you get caught like that.
Oh, it's so peak. How do you recover? It's so embarrassing.
I've seen people get like
you just
caught
swallow it, fam.
watching, like having sex on Zoom by accident while like during the
Right.
work
At
meeting.
uni, though, people were like banging against the window and some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the workplace. It's a bit.
Yeah,
it's
workplace
like
is
uni's
Uni's,
bad.
yeah, it's common. It's
chill, bro.
Mm.
I can, at least you just try to go to a lecture. That's it. easy. But in the case of like in a workplace, was turn the camera off, you mute, and they're trying to pipe in the back, and they imagine the camera is suddenly on, and people are sending you messages. Apparently, I saw this guy. He lost his job, had to apologize.
Oh, really?
On-
Yeah, I think I'd get fired if I did that. I guess.
It's
I mean, who wouldn't get fired, to be fair?
It's peak.
I don't know, like, if I don't know, man. I don't know. If I saw someone, I don't know, maybe I should allow him, you know, I'd be like,
Oh, yeah, I
didn't see
wouldn't snitch on
shit,
him.
I didn't see shit.
Unless he's opposition, I'm not snitching on him.
Yeah.
Why would I?
Unless it's opposition.
You call him out on something.
The guy you're running against him in the promotion thing. I'm sorry, bro, you get snitched on.
Bro, yeah.
It's part of the game. But obviously, but if I'm the manager and I see one of the people like fuck up a little bit, I'm like, it's human. People make mistakes. It's not that like they're not bad at
Do
the
you know what
job.
I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
chill out,
I mean, if I was the
Oh.
manager, yeah, I'd talk with them, but I wouldn't fuck them over.
Yeah, but listen, bro, mute the thing next time. fam.
Yeah.
We don't want to be listening.
If you're gonna do it, I can see it, but just like we were all watching. Everyone saw everything.
Yeah, but put something good on. Fucking hell.
Yeah. But sorry, the guy that I was talking about was on a news thing. I don't know what it was like it was like a BBC News or something like that.
Okay.
And he was an anchor, I think, and so he got caught having a wank on Zoom, and so he got fired. And then they brought him back onto the show. Do you remember?
Yes.
They brought him back onto the show after he's got fired. I asked him like, what happened?
Yeah.
Fam,
On
it was
the
jokes,
news,
bro,
on the
bro. It
news.
was so jokes.
Why would you say yes?
Bro, they fully they sat him down
sat him down
like a little
kid.
child. They were like, you know what you did was wrong, yeah? And he was like, yeah, no, it was wrong. I'm never gonna do that again. They were like, yeah.
He was, I've been working here for 20 years, and to go out like that.
They made it into a story. Like they were like, yeah,
they sat
clicks.
him down on the BBC News
Did
to
he get out?
cuss
of
him
it?
out.
That's
He got his
mad.
job back, I guess.
No, he
Did he?
didn't. He didn't.
Oh,
They just
what?
came to cuss him out, and he dipped again. It was
You
dumb.
better got paid or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like that fucks you over more. I would just have to dip. And just-
But you know what? It made him look a bit more human than what. Because
Right.
Fully,
yeah, because
After
it's
he
like,
came on, I was like,
he's
bless this guy's
unlucky,
calm.
bro. Like
Yeah.
he went for a wank because there's some dead meeting. Like it's not that deep.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
felt it. He was like, let me go for it.
I know he got caught, and it's like these man took it to. I was thinking, it says more about you guys. The fact you man not only fired him but brought him back just to cuss him out.
yeah,
online.
true.
Like I was thinking, you guys are dickheads. Like,
Yeah, it's mad.
as if you guys were not gonna. Like people don't forget. Like Zoom and these things. Most likely, after all these years of using it, you will make a mistake where you're unmuted by
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah,
like, come on,
exactly.
it will happen to someone. So to think that you're gonna cuss out one guy, you'd hope that you don't get cussed out the way you cuss those
Oh.
people out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Plus, I mean, some people do recover though. Like even if it's not on Zoom, was it Louis CK? Apparently, he's like selling out fucking arenas and shit. So you know, there's that.
You see, Chris
Yeah.
Rock sold out loads of his shows after the slap.
Everyone was waiting for him to just say something about
Yeah.
it.
Apparently,
His lip was quivering that time. He was ready to drop me like, what about August?
yeah, everyone was wanted to like hear the jokes he was going to make for it, but apparently when he did his first show, he addressed it really quickly because he knew he had to, but he
Yeah.
didn't actually make any jokes on it. He just
Nah.
left it.
Apparently, cried on the show. I don't know. That's what I heard. Apparently, he
What?
was crying on stage. He was like getting teary.
When?
Like I don't know,
After the
on
slap?
one of the shows, he was like speaking about it. Like after a
Oh,
while.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
I don't know.
Traumatized. He's going for the money. He's going down the money. route.
Yeah.
he went down the
He's
ceiling
having
route.
nightmares and
Yeah.
Nah, but it's a little bit peak, fam. You got slapped.
It
by
is, but he took it
everyone.
really well.
But I think he had to take it really well.
But he looked better for
Bro,
it.
he
looked
looked
better.
much better for it. He won over it.
He
I think
came out looking better
way
for getting slapped.
100%. But
But
still,
if
the
it
way
was
for him,
me,
like, when he
if
feels
it was
inside,
me,
yeah.
I would have been like, when he said, don't get your wife out of her mouth, I was thinking, listen, tell all those rappers to get your wife's pussy out of their mouths. Like, I would have went back straight.
People were saying it looked like he was about to
He
make
was,
another
he
joke, and then
was.
it looks like someone probably said something into his ear, like, Chris, don't escalate the situation.
Chris, please don't.
Yeah,
please,
100%. 100%.
But August.
He had to feel loaded up, and then he had to like, no, what? I'm gonna calm it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna calm it
Yeah.
down.
Joe Rogan and these guys were cussing him out for it, you know. They
for
were,
not
for
saying
Chris Rock,
anything.
they were like,
Mm.
he's like, yes, like, you know, and Andrew Schultz was saying he's been punched in the mouth before while on stage, and he said, yeah, at the beginning, you can't believe it happened. You're just a bit dazed, but he's like, obviously he was able to cuss the guy out more because that guy actually got kicked out of the show.
Oh
But-
yeah, once the safety of the bodyguards there, but no
Yeah.
one held Will Smith back. He sat
Bro,
back down.
he
They
sat
were
back
they were like,
down.
sit down.
Front
boss.
row.
Like,
He got an
He was
applause
waiting.
after.
He's like, say one
he
more
got an
thing.
award after. What do you mean?
They all got up and they just applauded him.
Oh my days, insane.
So for me, it was like he held it down. But I think as a comedian, it's your job to take that situation and to just send it. Bro.
Maybe he's just working on some bangers. I don't know.
Bro,
because
he better
if
be
it
working
was-
on some mad bangers on it.
Because if it was that white guy, what's his name, Ricky Gervais. If he would have slapped Ricky Gervais, that would have been a wrap. Ricky Gervais on the spot would have
I don't know,
ruined
yeah.
him.
But I
I'm not
can't
sure.
see Ricky taking it as well as Chris
Yeah,
did. Like
exactly.
the actual slap. I don't know why. I just feel like
Ricky
it would
would
have been.
not, because even who's on Twitter on the same day, he's like, this is how I would have started it as soon as he sat back down. This is exactly what I would have said.
To be fair, yeah, I don't know. The mindset, I guess, I don't know. It just depends. I don't know. It's difficult.
Nah, he was shooketh after all of that.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyone got an update for the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing that's been
No,
happening?
I was spamming it like the other night just to try and get something, but really, like, all it is just 24/7. People like, I don't know. I don't like the structure of the law. Like,
Okay.
I don't. It's
I
triggering
didn't
to
realize
me.
how many days it was going to be.
So long.
Every
Yeah.
single day for like 6 hours or something
Yeah.
crazy.
I know. I watched one of his like business managers was talking for a while. They were asking him if he was like, if he has money, if he's liquid, does he got any P, does he owe
Yeah.
taxes? And the guy was trying to dodge the question quite a bit. He was like, no. I mean, he had issues, but we saw that we're good with the management company. Obviously, shout out to us.
Yeah.
We had a plan and we fixed it.
My company is AUP Ltd, AU.com. I know you man are watching on live. Advertisement thing.
And I feel like the people that were what's it called in the courtroom were taking the questions a bit more difficult. It was more difficult for them to answer the questions because the lawyer right there. But people that were on Zoom and stuff, they could talk for a bit more. They were talking, dropping
Did you
jokes.
see one of the witnesses? Bro, they called into him. Yeah, and he's sitting in his car in the shirt. And he starts vaping out his window, and then he puts his seatbelt and starts just driving around one
he's
hand
like
in,
this, he's just like this.
just talking into the camera.
Bro, he's using his phone. He's like, yeah, nah, Johnny's my boy. We used to chill
He's
together.
being displayed live in the court, and he's driving one-handed on his phone and
He's
shit.
just like, look at
He did not care. It was so
blowing into the
funny.
camera.
Doing a little reverse thing.
But I guess I don't know. It's so much to go through. I guess I don't know. I just clicked a few
Bro, the
videos.
US thing is actually a joke. The court is a bit of
yeah.
a banter thing.
Honestly, it's better than like I'm watching this more than anything else at the moment.
The UK,
Yeah.
they got little white hats on with the little fucking, the little hat thing.
Okay.
With the judge where it makes them all look
The
better.
wig.
Oh, the
Yeah.
wig,
They
yeah.
got little
okay.
wigs on, and they're
Yeah.
like they're all proper, you know what I'm saying? And nothing's recorded. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
there's a guy with his
You're
little
allowed to
artist
draw
thing.
in, yeah.
He's
It's
just
so
drawing
mad.
thing.
What the fuck's that about?
No clue,
Just taking
bro.
one picture. Fuck
Random
it. Why is there a
artist.
drawing?
Random artist. What the fuck?
I think the biggest one to come out of the story for me, anyway, maybe we spoke about it last time, but I didn't remember. But the shitting one, because they go into quite detail, like the fact that she shot on the
Shout out
bed.
the bed, yeah.
I was a bit mad. I was like,
Did
raw.
you see the clip when she came out after the court that day? She came out and then
Zero
all you
fucks.
can hear is loads of girls going, Amber, why did you shit on the bed? And you see Amber like smiling, going back to her car, and the police
100%
officer's
fam.
like,
That's one thing I love about these videos is it actually shows the truth in that one moment where the
Yeah.
hidden smile
Yeah.
comes out, fam.
You can't get smells
Yeah,
now.
fam.
Like,
Even me, like sometimes I try to hide something and then it just comes out and you're like, damn it. And then you have to figure out how to like, I don't know, lie on top of the smile.
yeah. But I think she's been accused of having possibly multiple personality disorder or something around that. Like,
oh
Bless her, whatever
yeah,
it
every
is.
white girl gets away with. I've
Yeah.
got mental issues.
Oh.
That's why I stabbed him in the fucking neck.
Bro, and he gave her millies like after divorce. Like,
Yeah.
wow, come on.
And you know what was the maddest part about it? So on the closing statements, I was watching it,
okay.
was sick. You know how they closed it? They played a voice note of her talking to
That
recording
one,
it,
yeah.
where they basically she was like, yeah, but
No one's gonna believe
what
you.
Johnny Depp, I've been abused by Amber Heard. That sounds ridiculous. No one will ever believe you. Come on, you know that. No one's gonna believe you over me.
say that?
She literally
Bro,
word for
they do
word.
it. That happened to me when with the credit thing.
Imagine, I was just thinking, like, imagine, like, fast forward 5 years and that's being played in court. And they're sitting there like,
Oh, shit.
no one's gonna believe you.
Yeah.
She's literally like, who will believe you, Johnny Depp? Who? And there's like a jury listening to it, like.
Bro, they're actually trying to ask Elon Musk how his experience with Amber Heard was, because he dated Amber Heard
Oh,
for,
yeah, he
for a
got
short
away
amount of
with-
time.
he got away.
And there was also a picture of them holding hands, and he had slight damage and bruising to the side of his face.
Oh,
So they're
wow.
trying to see from him if he's experienced the same sort of abuse.
Yo, this thumbnail's getting a bit packed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't think he would admit it. I reckon his stocks would go down. That if we
Yeah,
found
no, he
out
shouldn't
that
get
a girl
involved. Stay
abused
away.
him,
Yeah, stay away. Stay away.
People were saying, "Oh, would you mean that Elon Musk can't handle Twitter? He handled Amber Heard for 2 years." So they were like taking a piss.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. That happened to me. Remember with the Claudia thing when she scraped me, left a permanent mark on my arm.
Oh yeah.
She literally, when I was like restraining her because she was attacking me,
Yeah.
just like Johnny Depp, just like he said when he was saying that, I was like, I know that fam, I relate to you. And then what's it called? Her friends were calling the police downstairs, whatever. She was literally shouting at the top of her lungs, screaming, "No one's gonna believe you!" Like in the most evil voice ever. She was going from high pitched to "No one's gonna believe you ever." I was like, "Rah."
Oh, really? She said that?
Yeah, like in like
Rah.
that freaky alien
That's
I would
sci-fi
have
voice.
cried, bro.
Bro, I fam, my eyes have never been like, I opened my eyes and I just didn't stop looking at her. I was like, "Rah, are you human? Like, what happened? What just happened?" You freaked me out.
Full crying. No one's gonna believe you.
Bro, I was so scared. In that moment, I thought they might not even believe me. You know?
Oh, my.
But luckily, I was the one who was injured. Yeah, so
Yeah, true.
That-
Did
I
she have
think-
any injury? No,
nah, nothing,
right
nothing,
hand.
nothing on her. I was the one bleeding 2 places.
Oh, right. She ripped a nail off while trying to
Fam,
scratch
these
you
women,
up.
fam, what can you do? You just have to take it as men, and then you just have to like hope that the truth comes out. Like it's
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah, true. Actually, it's for some of the abusive women. Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time it is opposite. The men that are fucking up the women most of the time.
95%.
Yeah. I actually don't know what the stat is. I could be honestly wrong here, but I heard it was worse for women abusing men, but that could be a complete.
Yeah, because I think it's like, it's not really considered abuse because they'll hit you
Yeah.
one or two times and then no man's gonna report that, is he? Most
No,
of the
you don't
time.
want. I wouldn't report that. I got hit by.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is I think it's more on the related that it's like
Right,
it
yeah.
may happen more often, but when it happens when a man hits a woman,
Yeah.
significantly more damage, and then that's also then reported to the
Yeah,
police.
or it's something like lesbian couples. There's more abuse than in heterosexual.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one. I'm not sure it's true though, but with the way
Oh
Johnny,
yeah, because it's a fair fight thing. It's an equal. It's a UFC thing now.
it's
Come
not because
on.
one of them is always a little bit, like,
Like-
yeah.
Is that-
what was it?
I don't know if that's a bad word or not. Just
I mean, either, but I was gonna, I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck it, but yeah.
that's what you call like the butch things. The ones that are a little bit more.
Right,
there's always the one is a bit
Just
more.
bigger,
muscly.
More muscle, yeah.
And so drug dealer caught running empire from Alton Towers. What the
Who
fuck?
did this one? Because I really want to know about this. I forgot to read it.
Oh, that must be Jawad then.
Wait,
Oh,
who
yeah.
put it on?
Oh, it must have been me still. Should we find out what it's about?
Yeah, let's read it live.
Live.
Live research. I don't even know what this
We've
is.
tried this before and it was a flop, the live one, but
bro.
We can skip and come back.
Wait, so this is dramatic
Yeah,
footage
calm.
of Mohammed Arson Ali, who sold heroin and crack cocaine to users between Birmingham and Worcestershire via the Shack line.
Shack line, is that in Alton Towers? The Shack line?
Yeah.
Is that like, is that a ride? The Shack line? What is the Shack line?
If it was the fucking Alton Towers line, yeah, I swear to God.
Why is Alton Towers in the name?
And how do
Surely.
you spell it?
I'm going to try to tell now.
Like Shaq.
Oh, yeah, analysis the phone revealed kept it on him at all times and even took it with him on day trips to London and Alton Towers.
So he's just,
Yeah, it's called the Shack, Alton Towers Resort. No, this can't be right.
yo, fuck this. Did we just jump next thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next thing. Joel should have been here. No one is immune. Oh, yeah, so this is a story where it's quite funny.
I was like, did I put that one as well? Fuck.
Family drama. Sheriff arrests his own daughter for meth trafficking. He was like, meth doesn't discriminate and neither do we.
That's bad, though.
He was like, you can't take it personally. I'm a sheriff and she's a drug dealer. So we had to take it down. Imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably thinking he's doing something good for her as well,
Yeah, he's
getting
like
away
changing
from
her
that.
life or teaching a
Prison.
big lesson. I don't know, some people
How
in
could you
America
say
do
that,
that.
bro?
No, but no, for real. So I don't know, like, yeah, some people think they're doing good when they're snitching on you and putting you in bars, and because you're away from the gangs, you're away from the drugs, you're away from that.
We
'cause
can go rehab, There's this thing called rehab where you're not
depends
in
on what
prison.
you are in. Like some places don't have good facilities and stuff. That maybe the prison's better than the rehab. You know, I don't even know.
Prison is better than the rehab.
Depends. It depends for the person. You never know. Like some people can get like mental in a rehab, and some people can do really well in prison. You know, and really well. They start reading books and stuff, working out in the gym. Have you not seen Prison Break?
Well, season 1 year when it was all going great.
Oh, that was sick. Season 1. I stopped watching after season 1. They broke out. I was like, well, what now? And then they had to make bullshit stories about them getting back in prison.
Yeah. I know. I stopped after season 1 too. I didn't understand why we.
Why did they break out so quick? They could have extended that for like 3 seasons. I still would have watched.
I was like, what? Prison break. Prison has been broken. All right, what's left now, my guy? Bitcoin miners revived an old coal mine, so the CO2 levels then ended up rising significantly again.
Did you put this one down? I didn't even know what this was.
Yeah, so there's an old
Fucking
coal mine,
Bitcoin, yeah.
and it was closed down. CO2 levels dropped to the ground. People around the area were enjoying themselves. Back to
Healthy
clean
air.
Then the Bitcoin miners came,
Cancer.
and so they brought like like massive CO2 levels again, destroying the environment. around
Animals,
the area.
death of animals.
Kids can't breathe. Choking on the gas.
Elderly populations.
I've been getting licked off.
devastated.
So this was happening, and then Bitcoin came in and saved it.
No, Bitcoin was the cause, is what we're saying.
Yeah, sorry.
It says Bitcoin miners are revived. Sorry, I read it wrong.
Revived the
They
dying
revived
coal mine.
The coal mine.
Yeah, because they don't have energy, so they revived the coal mine so that people get energy, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
released
exactly.
all that bad air.
Yeah, and so
This podcast got turned into like low quality real quick.
no, it was sad. I felt so bad for the community there because what was Bitcoin mining doing for them? Nothing.
Yeah, how were they benefiting? That's why I want to know.
other than their lungs getting
Wait,
clogged
I'm
up.
confused. Did you actually like read it, or because I don't actually know what's going on?
No, I read it. That's exactly what
okay.
happens. That's word for word.
So basically, long story short, they're saying that
CO2 levels
the
rose
CO2
again.
level rose significantly, which I'm confused. What's going on here?
Wait, so when did the mine close? Sorry, do we know?
It closed in like 2013 or something.
Yeah, and then so there's a graph here that
Yeah,
shows
it
that
drops.
the air pollution fucking dropping from 600k down to 200k CO2 emissions.
Yeah, so it was really good.
And then when it reopened, it almost back up to 600k.
Yeah.
That's 3 times, almost
what
3
does that mean?
times the air pollution.
What does it mean? What happened?
It means Bitcoin is causing kids to choke on the air, bro. That's what's happening. The CO2
It's
levels-
reducing life expectancy.
Nah, but it's not helping the environment in that
Yeah,
area.
yeah. And to be
specifically.
fair, it will be bad lungs. Like when London has the smog alert, you're meant to stay inside because it's bad for your
Yeah.
health and stuff. And
Mhm.
Shit, man. Bitcoin sounds like this really bad technology.
it does sound like that, you know.
But listen, we've got updates coming soon to help this. So the World Economic Forum
Oh,
have now
yeah.
shared a
Wait,
video
who's the World
about
Economic
changing
Forum?
Bitcoin's code to what we call proof of stake. This
Yeah.
is great for the environment.
this is actually like a big
so
step.
kids will not longer die
What?
from Bitcoin. Nah,
Direct impact from
Direct
Bitcoin.
impact.
What, I don't, you need to explain what's going on. I'm very confused.
All right, so the World Economic Forum share a video about changing Bitcoin's code to what we call proof of stake. Proof of stake essentially means you no longer need to mine for the code, for the
Mine.
For the
So
Bitcoin.
what does Bitcoin do right now?
So right now it uses
I
electricity.
think it's a legacy,
energy.
structure.
Yeah, it's very old legacy. It's an old system right now with Bitcoin. So what they're doing
Very
is
ancient stuff.
And
Ancient.
they've looked up to one of the top coins on the market at the moment, Ethereum. they've decided that that Ethereum's going the right way.
Okay,
So
yeah.
basically, they're supporting Ethereum. The World Economic Forum supports Ethereum.
no,
Directly.
No, no, not just directly. They're also now trying to support Bitcoin directly by
yeah,
changing
they're
the
trying to help
proof of stake.
Bitcoin. They're showing
They're
showing Bitcoin the right way to
They're
go.
sharing videos for a reason. And so, when obviously, when I heard this, and when the kids of this area where the coal mine heard this, they started celebrating because obviously, like, they're
Those
hoping,
videos,
they're hoping that obviously,
French Montana went down to the dance.
yeah. So they're hoping obviously they're gonna switch the Bitcoin into a proof of stake, which allows just staking of the coins. So you no longer need to waste electricity.
Yeah, you don't want that waste. That's the
Waste,
biggest
yeah,
point
that's the
they're
biggest
going
point.
for.
So these stories together showcase that Bitcoin kills children, and if
No
you-
longer. We're improving
And
it.
if you improve it, if you change the code, if you change the codes to Ethereum,
Yeah,
You change it to
the best
Ethereum.
coin. Yeah,
You
yeah.
might as well rename it. You might as well rename it.
then Ethereum is gonna bring light and freedom to children.
In the future.
Yeah,
So,
Oh, I might sell all my Bitcoin, man.
man,
Unless
what?
they fix it as they're planning on doing.
Yeah. Unless they fix it.
If they fix it, yeah, I might hold. Yeah.
Cool, and I think that's the end of the Let's Chat Shit podcast.
Make sure you ask the World Economic Forum support to change the code.
Yeah, exactly.
Sign the petition.
Sign the petition. Help demand them out.
What happened here? Ciao.
And yeah, so
make sure you like everything. Click, like, blah blah.
Yeah.
subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Do your thing.
Yeah.
If you don't like, you're a dickhead. And safe.